Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great pleasure to attend this summit. My topic today is about water security. It will be focused on the 3 points: water issues and new challenges with environment change, and what shall we do next. So is the water security is so important? Yes, it is. First of all, the water is the source of the life. As we know, about 60% of our body is water. Everybody drinks a lot of water every day. So we need sufficient clean water to drink. The global population is more than 7 billions. So for the global food security, we need plenty water for irrigation. Second, on the other hand, the water maybe bring us the natural disasters in different way. As we know, many people die due to the flood every year in the world. So from this pipe diagram, we can find that the flood and the drought economic loss in China take about 71% of that caused by the natural disasters. And the flood is the big issue in China. About 2/3 territories is under the threat of the flood. The economic loss caused directly by the flood take about 1.8% of the GDP of the same term from 1991 to 29. So this number is about 6 times of American. So water shortage is another big problem in China. In January, the normal year, the water shortage is about 40 million kilometers. And among the 600 middle and large cities, there are about more than 70 cities with the severe water scarcity. Therefore, the water resources become an important factor which restricted the social and economic development in China. So the water disasters represented the most frequent and the most damaging natural disasters affecting human society. So let's move into new challenges. Before we talk about challenges, let's talk about what kind of the environmental change caused the new challenges. First, the temperature. From the IPCC R4 report, in the last 100 years, the temperature of the globe rising about 0.74 degrees. But in China, it was 0.8 degrees, a little bit higher than globes. The second, the precipitation. From these maps, we can find the precipitation in downstream of the Yangtze River in the middle of China and the west part of China, the precipitation increased. But in the north part of China, where is dry areas, the precipitation decreased in last decades. Corresponding the precipitation change, the surface water resources dropped down in the north part of China. For examples, in the Heihe River basins, where the Tianjin, Beijing, and Hebei province, the surface water resources dropped down about 40.8% since 1990s. So it's a lot. It seems that we have the more and more extreme events in last decade. For example, the storms hit Beijing almost every year since 2000. So this 2004, And this 2006. So during this storm, about more than 300 floods was cancelled during the heavy storm. And this is 2007, and this is 2011. You can see this one classroom in the Tiananmen Square. Tiananmen Square is the biggest, the urban square in the world. And this picture was used yesterday by my U.S. colleagues yesterday morning. So this is the last year, July 24th. The one-day rainfall was 540 millimeters. Do you know that in Beijing, the annual precipitation only 585 millimeters. So the one-day rainfall almost for the whole year. So about the 79 people died during the storm flood. So this is terrible. So the news line on the net wrote, if you want to see the ocean, please come to Beijing. Beijing is far away to the ocean. So what's happened? Why the storms hit Beijing almost every year? Is it because of urbanization? Because of the heat island affecting? Because of the climate change? I think it is the integrated influence of them. We also found that drought has extended both on the scope and the frequency. So another very, very important change is the sea level rising. From the APPC AR4, the report, the global sea level rising about 1 to 2 millimeters per year in the last 100 years. But in China, it was 2.6 millimeters per year in the last 50 years. It is worse than the global. So what will be produced above the changes? It is new challenge. There are new challenges for the water security. The first, the impact on the water shortage. From this projected green runoff by the weak model, using the present scenario for the 2030, we can find that it will be dry in the north part of China. So the water shortage will become more serious in the north part of China. And the second, the flood damage. As we will have more the rainfall in the some regions, we will have more the urban storms in some city, and with the sea levels rising, it is definitely the flood damage will become seriously. For examples, if the sea level rising 10 millimeters around the Shanghai coastal regions, the defense capacity of the storm tide may be better by the 10 years in return period. So with the sea level rising, the freshwater area will become the salt water in inundation partly, and the concentration of the salt water will be high. Therefore, the engineering structure will be rusted day by day. So what shall we do with those so many new challenges in the future? So action 1, to optimize the national water resources allocations and enlarge the water supplies capacity. So this map is a water transfer project which transfer water from the Yangtze River to the north part of China. So we have the 3 lines. The east lines will be finished on end of this year, and the middle line will be finished the next year. So Action 4, to constructing more the reservoirs to increase the capacity of the storage and the supplies of water. So Action 3, to build up water-saving society to promote the water use efficiency, including the water saving in the household, the agriculture and the industry, the wastewater treatment and the reuse, and the utilization of the rainwater and the flood as the water resources, and also the management. The Action 4 enhance the infrastructure to promote the capacity of the flood defenses, including the dike, the seawall, the reservoirs. So the Action 5 to building and advance the flood information systems to enhance the non-structural measures for the flood defense, including the rainfall, the flood, the drought monitoring, the forecasting, and the controlling of the flooding, the water resources. So this is the sketch map we use for the decision support systems operated in the National Flood Defense Headquarters in Beijing. So most of the systems are developed something in these systems. So for the conclusions, so water disasters is the most frequent and the most dangerous natural disasters affecting human society. So we have to pay the high attention for the water security. The second, the climate change and the human activities bring us the new challenges. We face more seriously water security issues of the flood defense, water supplies, and the engineering structures. And the third, it is time for us to take the action together for the water security, for the economic and the social development, for our safety and health. Thank you for your attention.